The gate was 12.43 million. It is the fourth highest gate in UFC history, second highest gate in MSG. UFC is now 1, 2, and 3 all time in Madison Square Garden. The Slava fight was the fight of the night. They both got $50,000. Diego got performance of the night. Andrade got performance of the night. Didi got performance of the night. Aspinall, performance of the night. Pereira, performance of the night. Everybody gets $50,000 tonight.
Just feeling generous tonight?
What's that?
You're just feeling generous to hand out all the issues?
Tell me everybody shouldn't get $50,000 tonight.
Yeah.
Tell me this show wasn't fucking awesome. Tell me that we're not 1, 2, 3 all time at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, everybody's getting paid tonight.
Awesome. Definitely a great event, as you said. Maybe you touched on controversy in the main event. Yuri, in his interview afterwards, said it was probably okay. I think I was out, but I guess, what's your thoughts? Maybe an early stoppage, or did you like it?
Well, if he says it's not, it's definitely not.
What do you think where Alex stands now, like all time? I mean, he's only 11 fights in his MMA career, right? But he's one of a handful of guys now that has 1 and 2 weight classes. Do you look at him as an all-time great already?
Incredible. I mean, I don't know about an all-time great, but you know, it's incredibly impressive what he has done in a short amount of time.
Yeah. He kind of mentioned the name Israel Adesanya again. Obviously, they had that history. You had Jamal Hill outside the cage. Wasn't real happy about that. I guess, what can you tell us about both those guys?
Jamal Israel in his interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, Israel's a weight class below him now, but we've seen that. Yeah, Jamal Hill, when he's ready, is the fight that makes sense.
Do you have any idea like how his recovery is going? Is he informed that when he might be ready to fight?
Oh, good. I got it. Apparently, it's good. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, I can talk about this shit.
Yeah. Tom Aspinall, incredible. No controversy there whatsoever. I guess, man, what do you think about that? We all expected to go
guys
quick.
stepping up, taking it on short notice, and you know, both big, heavy hitters. I could have gone either way, and Aspinall got it.
When you see that guy, you know, hailing from England, obviously, do you immediately think we got to take his next fight, we got to do it in England, like have a title fight over there, or do you think that?
Well, with a lot of these guys right now, you're looking at possible Spain, UK, France, you know, all good stuff, all new territories or places we haven't been in a while or haven't been. It's all good stuff.
We saw Stipe tonight, and obviously we wanted to have Stipe and John. Is that still the fight to make, or do you feel like maybe Tom deserves to fight John, or deserves to fight Stipe, or maybe that's a better fight?
No. You do those two.
Right.
Those two both deserve that fight. That's the fight they want. What I love is that John Jones, you know, as soon as he heard that he was injured and he knew how bad it was, went right to LA, got the surgery, and he's already in rehab. So, physical therapy, I should say. He's in physical therapy. Yes. John Jones is in physical therapy already. We're happy about it.
And again, so do you anticipate Tom defending the interim title because of like how they'll have to wait for that fight to happen? Do you expect him to fight somebody else?
I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see what happens. You know, took this fight on short notice. Obviously, looked great. He's got plenty of money to chill out for a minute, and we'll see.
The last thing for me, I just want to ask you, 30th anniversary show. I know you're not always the sentimental type, or have time to even reflect. But I guess special moment in the company history. What does tonight mean for you?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, it's our 30th. I was thinking about this earlier. You know, the corruption that kept us out of New York City for so long, for us to come in here in just 7 years. And you think about this historic arena, this incredible city, and for us to be number 1, 2, and 3 all time on our 30th. And great card tonight, great fights, great crowd. You couldn't really button up the 30th anniversary any better than tonight.
Pinned to your right. I know you follow boxing for a long time, and Joe Louis, who won a title in this arena, was known for that, like 6-inch left hook that he had, a short little. And I kind of thought of that when Alex landed that punch tonight, that little short hook on Yuri. It was like that kind of power is rare, and you don't see that very often. Do you think that that's what separates him kind of from the rest of the pack?
Yeah, and what's crazy too is like the first leg kick hurt him. He knew it. He kept kicking that leg, and that leg was going to be a problem as the fight went on. And, you know, the kicking power, punching power. He moves like a middleweight, you know, and it's pretty nasty.
And Yuri's kind of a tough guy to figure out.
And he's tough, durable, tough guy.
Right. And I guess, you know, what I'm impressed with Alex in that case is the fact that he's 7 fights in his UFC career, and what is it, 10 fights or 11 fights overall, and he's able to deal with those things. Yuri was switching stances a little bit early, and, you know, kind of the way he was moving. Does that impress you, the fact that how Alex has grown in this short period of time in MMA, and he's adapted, and it seems like he has a complete game already in just, you know, how many fights it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he and Israel Adesanya, if you look at them coming from, you know, one style and being able to make the transition and do as well as they've done here, it's very impressive.
And then the last question for me, you know, I asked Aspen all this before the fight. I said, hey, dude, you know, you saw what Volkanovski did and saw what Usman did, and they took the fights on short notice and they lost. Did it give you any pause? And he said, well, you can never win the title sitting on the couch. And I wonder what your thought is on that, because sometimes if guys aren't prepared, they don't give themselves the best chance to win, right? And the fact that, you know, Alex Volkanovski and Kamaru did what they did was commendable, but they also didn't give themselves the best chance to win. But you still believe in guys taking that opportunity, right, in doing what Tom did tonight?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you get to that level, I mean, you know, you're one of the, I mean, Volkanovski is pound for pound #1 guy in the world. You know, you definitely jump on those opportunities when you get them.
I guess the only thing I was saying, though, is if you're not training on a, like, I know all these guys work out, but on a regular basis, right?
This guy told me in the ring tonight that Aspinall was on vacation. So, you know what I mean? This is a crazy business, and there's very small windows of opportunity. When big opportunities pop up, you have to take them. In life, period, but especially in this business. You never know what's going to happen. You know, John Jones is getting ready to fight Steve Miocic and tears the, you know, his pec off the bone. And you don't know what's going to happen. You never know. So when you get them and you're not hurt, you take them.
Then in the conversations you've had with John and Steve, do you think that is a retirement fight for them both, or do you think they could be convinced to stick around and maybe fight Tom after them?
So I had lunch the other day with Stipe, and you know, Stipe is very focused. Listen, it's one of those fights you have the best heavyweight of all time versus the greatest martial artist of all time. That's the fight they want. It's the fight that makes sense. It's the fight that should happen. I asked Stipe that question. He said, I don't even know. All I care about right now is John Jones. It's the only thing I'm focused on. I want this fight really bad.
With Tom, right, it's not just the way, it's not that he's winning, it's the way he's winning and how quick he's winning. Do you think this guy could be the new generation of heavyweight that we haven't seen before, and could he go on to be one of the best in that division?
Yeah, so obviously what we've seen of him is great, but I hear even better things about him. I mean, I hear in the gym this guy is an absolute beast. He kicks the shit out of everybody. The people who surround him and know him well really believe in this guy. So obviously what he's shown us so far has been unbelievable. I can't wait to see what's next.
Now you've got 2 champions from the UK. Is there a chance we get a pay-per-view back there next year?
Yeah. We're going to be going all kinds of places next year. So yeah, it's fun. I always talk about, you know, how do we beat this year? How do we beat this year? And it's just, you couldn't write a script better than reality. What really happens and how it plays out and where you end up, it's what's so fun about this business.
Last one for me, you know, number 1, number 2, number 3, engaged at MSG. I know you're not a guy who holds on to grudges very much, but is this the perfect way to say fuck you to those people who kept you out of New York?
Say that again?
Is this the perfect way to say fuck you to the people who kept you out of New York?
Yeah, well, believe me, the people who kept us out of New York went to fucking prison, so. They're good. But yeah, the culinary union from Las Vegas, fuck you. Yeah.
I know you gave him a bonus, but what do you make of Benoit Saint-Denis as a talent? A lot of people online are already labeling him as one of the more violent fighters in the division. He already wants a shot at the BMF title, and then he's already talking about fighting Islam so early into his career. So what do you make of him as a talent moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, obviously tonight was a big night for him. Looked great. He's one of the hottest prospects in Europe right now, period. So, yeah, we're excited.
Similar question about David Lopes. You gave him another bonus, but he seems to get one of the bigger ovations even before this fight, even at ceremonials. He's already calling for main events in Mexico. So a similar question: where do you think you can take a fighter of his caliber? It seems like he's already a fighting star.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's fun. He's exciting. I like everything about this kid. The answer is yes, you can do a lot with him.
And the last one for me, Lupi Godinez became the first female UFC fighter to have 4 wins in 1 calendar year. And her first fight was in May, so 4 wins in like 7 months or something like that. She needs a month off. She seems a little bummed about it, but where do you see the future for her too?
She's bummed out about a month off.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Listen, those type of people are right up my alley. I love that stuff. And when you see fighters who have that mentality and that's how they are, you know, it's like Hamzat when he burst onto the scene. People get who are real and who are real fighters. They love that shit. So yeah, I love it.
And the last one for me, is there any location for the Ilya Topuria-Volkanovski fight? Ilya seemed to be hinting at possibly Los Angeles.
Not yet.
And I assume the same thing for the Sean O'Malley Cheeto Vera fight, no location yet?
None. We would have announced if we did.
Hey, Dave, to your McGregor. I know you touched on it a little bit with Alex Pereira, but 7 fights in the UFC, 2 belts. No one had done it faster than 9 fights, which was Randy Couture, and then BJ Penn did it at 11. Just kind of the progress of this, like how remarkable is what he's done in this amount of time?
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. You know, like I was saying earlier, him and Israel both coming from one style, and then coming in here and accomplishing what they've accomplished. I mean, that was happening like 20 years ago. Now to come in and do it at this day and age in this era is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess it was said on the broadcast that apparently Tom Aspinall told Laura Sanko that he strained a muscle in his back pretty much right after he accepted the fight and was barely able to train. Were you aware of that? And I guess how much more does that make?
Not till right this second, yeah. Yeah, no, it's impressive. See, his guys didn't even tell me that in the octagon. They were telling me he was on vacation when he got the call for the fight, but they didn't say anything about him being injured.
And you had quite the group with you, cage side for the main card, Donald Trump, Kid Rock, all those people. What was kind of just the vibe like? What were they saying with this remarkable main card that had 5 finishes?
All those guys are fight fans. Tucker Carlson's first time, and I always tell people that nobody walks into a UFC event live and then walks out and says, "Yeah, I don't know, just want to see one of these again." And he was just telling me when he was leaving, "This is unbelievable. I loved it, and I definitely want to see more."
And you mentioned yesterday in your scrum that the Sphere, the show there, is a done deal, but you didn't really elaborate. Is there any more you can tell us on timeline? Is it still going to be Mexican Independence Day? Or
Mexican Independence Day, we are booked for the Sphere, and we are already working on the creative for the show.
Does it seem like it's going to be a challenge, or can you give us any insight?
It'll be a massive challenge, and I love every minute of it. I can't wait to dive into this thing. We're reaching out as I get more of the pieces of the puzzle put together. I'll let you guys know as it comes along. But I'm super excited about this. I love challenges. Everybody keeps saying to me, "I don't understand how you're going to put the octagon in there. I don't understand how you're going to do this. I don't understand how you're going to do that." Remember that I said this to you tonight. I'm going to put on the greatest live combat sports show anybody has ever seen.
So then just lastly for me, we were in Saudi Arabia a couple weeks ago. Conor McGregor was there. He spoke to us for a little bit. He was pretty much begging, saying like, just please give me my date, please give me my date. The Schmo reported tonight that his sources are saying Chandler's happening at UFC 300 in April. Is there anything you can tell us about Conor?
What did the Schmo report?
He said that the Chandler fight is in the works for UFC 300 in April.
Got it.
Anthony,
Wow, the Schmo said it must be true.
well, that's the only report out there. But have you talked with Conor? Like he just seemed very keen to get a date as soon as possible.
He is definitely chomping at the bit to fight again. There is no date.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dana, to your right at the back, we saw some great performances from the young fighters tonight, guys like Diego Lopez and Joshua Van. How quickly do you want to see these guys back in the octagon, and what impressed you about them?
Everything was impressive about them. I don't know how fast they'll be back. It's going to, there's a lot of different things that determine how soon somebody goes back and fights, but it's not anything that I'm even thinking about right now.
And then Dana, to your left over here. could be a little premature, but 2024, any plans to come back to the Northeast? I know maybe March, Atlantic City circulating. Wondering if you could confirm that.
We have been talking about Atlantic City, yeah. We have been talking about Atlantic City, we've been talking about Jersey. Yeah, we'll see.
Dana, to right?
I don't even have the locations for the fights that I already have booked. We're still working on, so, you know what I mean?
Sorry, what do you see next for AG Prochaska?
What do you see next for Yuri?
You just fought 45 minutes ago.
Okay.
I have no plans for him right now. You know, he needs to go take some time off, relax, heal, his leg's busted up, and then we'll figure out what's next for him. He'll be back. He's a tough, durable guy, and you know, we'll figure out what's next.
Thank you.
Dana, good luck.
Hello. We have a 22-year-old fighter in France called Baki. He's currently 8-0. He's fighting next week for the welterweight belt at Ares Fighting. We also know he was Hamzat's sparring partner for his fight against Kamar Usman. And what do you think of him? Do you have an eye on Baki? And are you open to his arrival on UFC?
What was the question?
A fighter that's Hamzat's sparring partner.
There's a prospect that Hamza trains with. He's fighting in Aries, the French promotion. He's asking if you know who he is.
I do not.
You don't know him?
No.
Okay.
But if he wins, I probably will. You told me about him, so I'll have to check him out.
Okay. Keep an eye on him.
Cool. Yeah.
In the middle. Just wondering, now we've got 2 UFC champions from the UK, if you have changed your mind about potentially doing a UK stadium show?
Yeah, I mean, I could. I love the O2. But we'll see. We'll see how he progresses and what happens, and you know. But it's pretty awesome to have a heavyweight champion from the UK. So.
And just another one, Deontay Wilder the other day said that he's interested in transitioning to MMA. Just wondering if that's something you're interested in, and if there's been any conversation between you and Wilder.
Deontay Wilder expressed interest in transitioning into MMA. Just your thoughts on that, and if you think that could potentially happen.
I like Deontay. We have a good relationship, and you know what I mean? You never see this shit happening. You never see the boxer going, oh, I want to come over there and fight the UFC. So we'll see what happens.
Sorry, just one more from me. I've seen a video of Stipe entering the arena. He seems to have a bit of a limp. Is there any injury issues with him at the moment?
Stipe was limping?
Yeah.
I had lunch with him the other day. He didn't say anything about any injuries. So I don't know. Yeah, he didn't mention anything to me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on another great night in
sir.
New York City. Yes, sir. Everybody was commenting about how respectful everybody was to each other. All the fighters respected each other. You know, the temperature was very, very low for this fight card.
We were talking about that too.
Yeah, and it was built on great fighters and just talented fighters and the best in the world. Like, the people that were complaining about it, do the tastes of the MMA fan need to change, or do the fighters need to change where, you know, they, need to do better promoting? But, like, at the same time, like, how did you feel about that, or what were your thoughts about it?
You talked a little fast for me at the end. Were you saying, how do I feel about the respect that was shown between everybody?
Correct.
We loved it. I mean, I was talking about Aspinall and Sergey. I mean, their exchange when they were being read the rules, their exchange after the fight. Everybody was super respectful. This is one of those fights where you don't need a ton of shit talk. Everybody knew. People who were in the know, when the Jones fight fell out, people that know the sport knew that fight was a real fight and was going to be good. And everybody was respectful. It's actually kind of cool when that happens, and it makes the stare downs much easier on me.
Correct. And we also saw you dipping your toes in boxing. Are we going to see more pay-per-views in boxing, more things on UFC Fight Pass? What's the current plans for boxing?
Well, I mean, right now I like Tom Loeffler. I like his show. I like his matchmaking. HBO's out, Showtime's out, and I'm going to use UFC Fight Pass to sort of be, I'm going to be the network. That's what I'm going to be.
And the production was this way, very, very fast-paced. There was fights after fights. Like, obviously with the last 2 boxing fights, Nike would take boxing to go to sleep at night. It was talking for 2 hours and then the fight.
Fucking brutal. Brutal. Try to sit through a live boxing show. Try and do it. Show up to the first fight. Try and do it. Yes, if you notice the pace of the show, moves fast, the matchmaking is real. Even Callum Walsh, who, Freddie Roach believes in a lot and is a prospect right now, they threw him in there with a real fight. This kid was 13-1, 9 knockouts, turned it into a street fight at the end, and, these are the kind of fights that you'll see in that promotion, and that's what I love about it. I love the pace, matchmaking, and everything else about it. He's got a lot of good up-and-coming talent. The other thing you don't see a lot, you always get this in the boxing world, you get the big fish in a small pond type stuff. They never go outside there. You got East Coast versus West Coast, that's the type of stuff you're going to see on Fight Pass with 360 Promotions and Tom Long.
Awesome. And one more question for me. And we saw you sitting next to Triple H. How's the relationship been with TKO, and how's been working with Vince McMahon and Triple H? Maybe some cross-pollination like Pride did with New Japan Pro Wrestling?
No. Listen, if there's something there, like Ronda going over there, like Brock coming over here, if that, whether we were with them or not, if that was the case, we would do that stuff. But the relationship has been incredible. Vince has been an amazing partner. I always liked Triple H and Stephanie. So, we're having a good time with those guys.
So you're saying that there's not going to be a Battle of the Billionaires 2 between Dana White and Vince McMahon, is that correct?
What's that?
There's not going to be a Battle of the Billionaires 2 between Dana White and Vince McMahon at WrestleMania.
It's all over. We're buddies now. We're friends.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dana down here to your right.
Yep.
In the 12 years since John Jones claimed the light heavyweight title, you've seen many a prospect who touted as the potential man to be. Now I know there's still a lot that has to happen in terms of John and Steve, but if John does stick around after that, how do you rate Tom Aspinall's chances of being in comparison to the other fighters of previous times?
Well, let's see how John heals. Let's see how he looks when he comes back from this injury. Obviously, he's going to fight Stipe. Let's see how that goes. And then, John Jones is so good. I mean, you can doubt him. You can this, you can that. You can not like him. The guy's never lost a fight. Moved up to heavyweight, made it look really easy. I don't know the answer to that. Got to see how everything sort of plays out.
And how big do you think it is now? We've obviously previously had two UK champions in Leon Edwards and Michael Bisping. How big is having a heavyweight champion? I know it's Innsbruck, but still.
No, it's huge. I mean, listen, whenever you get a heavyweight champion from anywhere, you know what I mean, outside the country, it's a big deal. And to have a heavyweight champion in the UK who is a bad dude and legit, and everybody around him claims that he's that good, and he's a great guy, great personality. It's a home run.
Right down the middle over here. Tom was talking to us earlier this week about the heavyweight division. He sees kind of a golden age coming, a new golden age for heavyweight MMA. More athletic guys that can do a lot more. They're not kind of flopping maybe like the way maybe we saw it in different generations before. What's your take on this, Bob?
I don't understand the question.
What do you see as far as the heavyweight division right now? Like in the future, like in the next 5 to 10 years kind of thing? Do you see different heavyweights now than maybe we saw in past generations?
Well, you're gonna. Yeah, I mean, if that's not the case, we're in trouble. The sport keeps evolving, the athletes keep evolving, and Aspinall is amazing. Look great. He's got a chin too. He had a couple shots tonight. And like I was just saying with this gentleman over here, we have a heavyweight champion of the UK, so awesome.
Now, do you really want to keep him on the shelf for as much as maybe a year for Jones and Miocic to kind of sort things out, or are you gonna maybe have to start considering other options in the interim?
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I talked about that earlier. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's got some money, and I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question yet.
You guys love to come to the Garden. Obviously, November is your time of the year. Have you guys ever considered, or are you considering maybe 2 times in the coming years at all?
Yeah, the thing is too, when you come to the Garden, you want to bring your A game. You want to bring the right fight. We'll probably be back the end of next year, and we'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4.
You guys have, obviously you've got a relationship now with James Dolan.
Over the next 3 years, we'll end up being in the top 10
You've got this relationship now with James Dolan, you've been working with him for many years here. He's got the Sphere, of course, you guys have that going on now too. Is that something you guys have ever talked about? Is there more interest on their end to get more?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. They'd have us here every weekend if we could. And yes, I have a great relationship with Dolan, and I've been terrorizing him about the Sphere, and we got it done. So I'm excited.
Right down the middle here. Nate Diaz was in attendance tonight. I'm just curious if you got the opportunity to speak with him, and I guess kind of where does his relationship with you stand since he left the promotion, you guys?
No, I didn't see him tonight, but he called like 2 days ago and seeing if he could get some tickets. And of course, he can have tickets. It's his house. He can come back whenever he wants to. But we haven't talked about any fights or anything like that.
Gotcha. So no business talk since the Jake Paul thing?
No.
Over here.
Dana, there were some rumors a little bit ago about the Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira rematch, which were kind of quickly dismissed by Ali and the management team. Is that still the plan going forward to have that rematch? And if so, when would that be?
Eventually, but Volkanovski. You talking about Volkanovski? Oh, yeah.
Makhachev and Oliveira.
Yeah, no. We don't have anything right now. Maybe in the summer.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Dana,
That was
over here.
never a fight, by the way. That was announced. That was never a fight.
Dan over here, right next to him. The co-main event was for the interim heavyweight title, and we're preparing for Jones versus Miocic. But the original plan that we all wanted, was John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. Obviously, that didn't work out. I've seen in boxing that there's a lot of cross promotion in the divisions, whether you see people from Top Rank going to Showtime or anything of that nature. Is there an opportunity for you to cross promote with the PFL for, say, a Jones and Ngannou fight, and is there anything specifically stopping that from happening?
Is there any way to stop it from happening?
Is there anything that's stopping that specific fight or a specific cross promotion with the PFL from happening?
No, I'm not interested in that. We tried to make that fight. They didn't want to do it. And John, he doesn't fight anymore. I'm not interested.
So no fights with the PFL just in general?
Should I?
Possibly.
We got 1, 2, and 3. They can't sell a fucking gate. Don't talk to me.
Dana,
It's a stupid question, but go ahead. Talk to me. Why would I do that? I tried to make the fight here. They didn't want to do it. But I should co-promote with like a Bellator or a PFL. Why should I do that? Talk to me.
I guess it's just, a partnership with ESPN or anything like that, just in general, with just co-promoting MMA to make, MMA fans happy, just for everyone to be involved with each other.
Because of ESPN?
That's a partnership, yes.
You win the dumb question of the night. Congratulations, sir. What did you want to say? Do you want to chime in? Okay, thank you.
Mark Zuckerberg tore his ACL a couple of days ago. He was training for an MMA fight, but he's still super into the UFC. He wants to come back and compete. What's it like having somebody like Mark be into the UFC? He was into this fight tonight. He was into the Volk and Islam fight. What's it like having somebody with his influence be into the UFC?
Yeah, there's a lot of influential people that are into the UFC, and it's always a good thing. It's never a bad thing. But yes, Zuckerberg is obsessed. He's so obsessed he blew his ACL out training like a maniac. But yeah, it's awesome. I have a very good relationship with Zuckerberg. He loves the sport, and yes, the answer is yes. Having somebody like Mark Zuckerberg love the sport is incredible.
Dana, just wondering, I know you touched on it a little bit, but let's just say if a fan approaches you tomorrow and they said that they heard Alex say Adesanya come to Daddy and they want to see that fight again, just what would you say to someone that's really hoping to see those two get in the octagon?
Listen, anything is possible. Alex moved up a weight class. I don't see Izzy moving up a weight class. But I don't know. I'm sure people do want to see it again. I don't know the answer to that question yet. We'll see when Izzy comes back, what he wants to do, where his head is. If you look at what he's accomplished in his time here too, whatever he wanted to do, if he wanted to move up and fight Pereira again, he'd probably do it. Probably give him a a fight at that weight first if he wins, and then give him a shot. I don't know. I wouldn't say that we would never do it.
Last two?
Dana, right back here. 2024 is coming up. What percentage of, or a rough percentage of the fight nights do you think will be on the road and not in the Apex?
What percentage of fight nights in 2024 will be on the road and not at Apex?
I don't know. Do you hate the Apex?
No. I just like the road.
All right, sir. What publication do you write for?
740 The Fan out of Fargo, North Dakota.
He writes for who?
In North Dakota, 740 The Fan?
Yes.
740 The Fan, North Dakota.
Yes.
What's your name, sir?
Josh Linus.
You better be at every fucking fight night.
I would love to be.
Next year.
I would love to be. If we on the road, I'll be there.
No matter where we do a fight night, you better be there.
Sounds good.
Deal.
Last one right here.
Dana,
Yeah.
Alex Pereira won 2 belts at Madison Square Garden. Is there any chance of him defending his belt in Brazil in the next time?
Hell yes, he will. I've been talking to guys a lot about Brazil. We're in a big rebuilding phase down in Brazil right now, and obviously, you know, having another champion now is a big deal. Popular guy, so yeah, tonight was definitely a big night for Brazil.
In the stadium, soccer stadium. In a soccer stadium.
Soccer stadium.
Soccer stadium?
Okay. You guys all want stadium shows, huh? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
French market, one question for French market.
Good, last one here.
Oh, beautiful, thank you. Dana, Benoit Saint-Denis strongly believes there's a threshold, glass ceiling for the top 5 in the lightweight division. He wants to break it. On the team, we think he's probably a fight away from breaking to that top 5. Some think it's 2, so I want you to cut it out. How far is he away from fighting the likes of Justin Gaethje or Dustin Poirier? He is Benoit Saint-Denis.
Yeah, Benoit thinks he can break into the top 5. How close do you think he is to that? How many fights do you think he has?
Yeah. Where's he at now? What's his ranking now?
He wasn't ranked, but I'm thinking he's going way better than what Frivola was ranked at 14.
Well, first of all, great question to ask in this room. All the people in this room make that decision, not me. And he just beat Frivola, who's ranked number 14. So you beat 14. Maybe if the media thinks that he's, you know, he beat 14 easily. He made it look easy. Maybe he goes to 10 on Tuesday. I mean, that would be a big jump. But maybe he goes to 10. But
What matters to us is number 10 can fight number 2, number 3 pretty soon.
What's that?
Can the ranked number 10 fight number 2 or number 3 pretty soon?
Oh, well, we put him in a fight with number 2 or number 3.
That's right.
Sure. Are you his agent? Huh? You his agent?
Proud Frenchness, you know that. French pride, French pride.
He's a proud Frenchman.
Proud Frenchman. I love it, man. Hey, listen, this is how it works. I love it. You know, this is how you get a guy that explodes in a country or a region or whatever it is. And yeah, so on Tuesday, most of the people in this room and the media will determine where he ranks in that division, and we'll see. And then we'll get back into matchmaking, see when he's ready to turn around. And you know what I believe we could do? I believe we could go to France and headline him, you know, on a card there. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's exciting. I'm happy about it, and it's going to be fun. We'll see. Thank you.
Good.
You guys done?
Yep.
Yeah? Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.